Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Sorry, I know this video is going to be a little echoey. I've said it in some of these other videos that I'm actually moving right now, so I'm recording in an empty room. Hopefully this will be the last video like this. Hopefully I'll be getting back to my normal uploads, normal schedule, have a really nice setup in a new place, in a new city, and I'm starting a whole new life, which is crazy, but I do still want to give you guys good quality content. I want to give you guys up-to-date latest information, but I think this will hopefully be the last of my pre-recorded videos. So hopefully this has been bearable for you guys. Again, I would appreciate all the extra love, support, everything, because I don't know how well these videos are going to do. So if you drop an extra like, give me a sub, comments, whatever, that'd be awesome. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about Team Liquid once again. A ton of people were tweeting this at me, telling me to talk about this tweet from Jensen where he says, oh, it's fine, but clearly the room around him's on fire. Clearly there is some smoke going on. Clearly there is some stuff to talk about, and I just think it's absolutely hilarious that Team Liquid's having all these issues. They're having all these problems, but they're trying to act like things are fine. Jatt's trying to act like things are fine. They're acting like in a couple of weeks, once Alphari comes back, everything's going to come back to normal. But I don't know about that. But that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. There was this very, very interesting article from Invin Global that came out. This was written June 2nd, so this was a couple of weeks ago. Now, knowing how everything has played out, knowing how the Alphari situation has gone, there are some really, really interesting quotes, because again, we know that about a week ago, Jatt was telling Travis Gafford that there's been some issues for around a month, that they have been considering benching Alphari for around a month. So when we take a look at some of these quotes, some of them get very interesting. Some of them make it seem like maybe Jatt or Team Liquid or whoever is either instructing him or just himself is making these decisions to maybe not tell the whole truth, to maybe not let everyone know what's going on. So let's check this out. I think this is hilarious that, the headline is TL Jatt reflects on spring split and Alphari signing. His laning phase is kind of the best I've ever seen for top lane. And then again, we know 2 weeks later, less than 2 weeks later, maybe 1 week later, they bench Alphari for what they call behavioral and gameplay. Like they said it wasn't just behavior and attitude. They said it was some gameplay and scrims and stuff too. And again, at the same time where he's saying they're contemplating benching him, he's going around and telling journalists that, oh yeah, this guy's one of the best top laners I've ever seen, if not the best top laner I've ever seen. That's interesting. That's spicy. To me, that is funny, and that's something to talk about. So they asked him some good questions in here. They said, do you think there's anything specific to be learned from the last split, because it felt very up and down? And he says, they're doing pretty much the whole year online, which also sucks. Jensen and Santorin weren't in the office until week 4 because of COVID, so it was crazy. COVID has been crazy for everybody, every workplace, every competition, every organization. Everybody knows that. So hopefully we can start getting some stuff back to normal. Hopefully that'll make these kind of results and leagues and everything come a little bit back to normal. Tactical had a false positive test. There was all this stuff going on, little distractions, and everyone having to just fight through what was kind of a shitty season in a lot of ways. Life sucked. I'm sure playing competitive stuff sucked. I'm sure it was for some people the last thing they even wanted to think about. Some of it was seen obvious because you guys were dominant. You won the lock-in tournament, then you had a strange up and down season, and this guy wants to talk about Alphari a little bit, which that's what we're here for. That's what I want to hear about. How do you feel about his first season with the team and coaching him? And he says he's insanely talented and he's actually really good to work with. So this is where we start getting that funny stuff. He's already talking about, hey, he's awesome to work with, guys. He's great. Everything's all good. But then he comes out in that Travis Gafford interview and says, hey, for the last month, he maybe hasn't been so good to work with. So what's the truth? What's really going on there? I don't know, but we're hearing both sides for sure. And again, yes, this interview did come out first. Yes, this was weeks before, but it's just hilarious to look back on. And some people were posting this on Reddit a couple of days ago, so it has started circulating around again. Other people are kind of looking back on this, and that's what made me want to do this in the first place. So I thought it was funny. He says he's really good to work with. He talks about how people don't realize how young he is. He was in Worlds playing against SKT at 17 years old. He has a ton of experience and is still in his early 20s. This guy's kind of the best of both worlds. A very, very talented and experienced guy, but also with room to grow into the future. His laning phase is kind of the best he's ever seen for top lane. It's incredible how well he knows matchups and puts a lot of work into that as well. He's been a pleasure to have. So again, praising him, saying how good he is to work with, saying how awesome he is, saying how great he is in so many different ways. Funny, just hilarious to me. I mean, it's really, really funny. And I don't know what the truth is. That's what makes this situation so difficult. Is this the truth? Is he so awesome and amazing and great to work with and killing it and, being a joy? Or is he sucking in scrims, not that great, a pain in the ass to work with, flaming people, being a behavioral attitude and gameplay issue? something's not adding up here. Something's not going right. And again, I don't know if Jatt is the one to blame. I don't know if it's the general manager, or if it's Steve, or if it's whoever at Team Liquid telling Jatt to say this stuff, or making him say this stuff, or telling him that he should say this stuff, or if he's saying it on his own. Hey, I have no idea. But somebody is doing something very wrong at Team Liquid, and I think it is representing the organization very poorly. I'm sure it is affecting their situation with Alphari, but I'm sure this could also be potentially affecting maybe their relationship with other players on the team, if not their potential and ability to maybe sign free agents in the future. Maybe it's hurting their future relationship with European players, imports in general, players in general. I don't know, but if I was a player, if I was a European import, if I was really anyone, I would definitely be a little skeptical of Team Liquid. I would at least want an explanation. I would at least, go to the table asking them, what the hell happened in this situation? What's the truth? Tell me what's up, because what's going out to the public does not make sense. But anyway, he said that was his next question. He's such a savant when it comes to laning. They talk about him breaking the record for the highest goal differential for a laner in LCS history. Again, this guy was awesome. He played at an MVP caliber in the spring split. To me, he was the MVP. Obviously, Blabber ended up winning the trophy, but I don't think you could have gone wrong with either one of those guys. I think they both had amazing spring splits. They're both great players. But I was leaning a little bit towards Alphari. But hey, whatever. Either way, he was really, really close. He still played an MVP level. And Jatt said that wouldn't surprise him. He knows how great he is. And then he says, so at 10 minutes, he averages plus 493 gold. That's insane. That's crazy. And he was doing that same stuff in Europe, too. This isn't just the LCS sucks. This is Alphari is really good thing. I promise you guys. And he says, I don't know if you see anything specifically out of him in the laning phase that he just outclassed his opponents. He says, that's the thing. He knows the limits of the matchup that he plays, and on stage, that usually manifests. Part of it is because he practices and thinks about it more than other people, and he's also able to translate that into execution, and that's a big thing. Obviously, there's people that are scrim gods, there's people who can do it all in their head, but can't make their hands do it, all that stuff. Alphari really seems like a guy who can do both, which is awesome. He knows when each champ should have an advantage and the right runes and masteries to manipulate those. He literally churns out the whole laning phase on all champs and knows how to repeat it. It's very impressive. Once again, talking about how impressed he is with him. This is one of my favorite parts of the interview. He said, I'm sure he's taken the loss to Cloud9 pretty hard, considering he cares how much about winning. Have there been any conversations about what went down? He says, yeah, he talked with everyone about that series, but also about Spring Split as a whole, in order to get everyone's thoughts on how we can improve and learn from it, and also capture the things that we're good at, because we're good at various points. We're a couple of team fights away from winning it all, so it's about not changing too much, but also trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. Jatt is talking about not changing too much, and to me, this is absolutely hilarious. This interview came out on June 2nd. Maybe they talked on June 1st. Maybe they even talked in late May. I don't know for sure. Was it June 2nd? Yeah, June 2nd. So maybe they talked early June. Maybe they talked late May. But Jatt's talking about not changing very much. And then, one game into the season, he is benching his MVP top laner, his best player on his team, this guy he's speaking so highly of, and a guy who got them to where they were last year, a guy who got them so close to winning it all that they're thinking about not changing much. And the crazy part is, we are still hearing rumors about what is going on in Team Liquid. We are still getting tweets like this from Jensen saying everything's fine. We are still hearing about more troubles and potentially more changes. Could it be Santorin? Could it be tactical? I don't know for sure. But again, just a few weeks ago, not that long ago, Jatt is talking about not making very many changes, and all of a sudden, it seems like there's going to be a whole lot changing on Team Liquid. And again, I don't know what the truth is, but it's absolutely hilarious to me. It's absolutely crazy, and there's a realistic possibility that Team Liquid might not even make it to Worlds after all this. 100 Thieves is good. Cloud9 is good. TSM can be good on the right day, and Team Liquid kind of seems like a mess. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but man, I cannot wait to follow the story over the rest of the season. And I just hope we find out the truth. And if Jatt's not telling the truth, if Team Liquid's not telling the truth, or whatever, I hope we find out, and I hope somebody is held accountable for all this. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think is the truth? Do you think what Jatt was saying before is the truth? Do you think what he's saying now is the truth? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.